Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Burn Studio. I am here today ready to do a little bit of painting outside. I know like many of you guys, I was like, whew, feeling a little bit cooped up, and here in Amarillo, Texas, where I'm from, we're about to get some cold weather soon, even a little snow. So I thought it's a great time to take in the open air and take in a little bit of nature and do a little bit of painting, especially with Holy Week coming up, or we are in Holy Week. So I'm coming in here today with you guys. I'm doing a little bit of like a fake almost window look that comes around on the outside with stones. You can almost even make it more of a cave if you'd like to. Looking out to the 3 crosses that we have up on the hill. Sky. I'm going to be teaching a little bit about clouds. I know I've had a lot of you guys ask about that, as well as some reflections of the crosses into the water. So I'm going to get pretty much started right away. We are going to have some sketching that we're going to do first before I get too much into what paints we need. So, and like I've said before, when I'm doing this with you guys, I want y'all to sketch really lightly when you get started. For me, I'm going to sketch really dark so you can see. I even move this a little bit more forward for you guys. So I'm going to be coming around the outside and making the stones first. And so when I first get started, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a corner, little cornerstones. Let's see if y'all can see that. Yeah. And they can be rounded. They don't have to be super sharp. Little shape there. And I'm coming across here. I like to make the center stone a little bit lower. But these are really, I'm taking a lot of artistic license with these stones too, and just kind of coming in with the outside shape. Each one of these are about a knuckle to finger length in width when you come in here. And you can even count them as you come down. So now I'm getting down here to the bottom part. I need to do a corner. See that? Right there. Corner line coming up. And that is my corner pieces that's a little different for the bottom. That gives it that depth that comes in there. I'll do the same on the opposite side. See that? And then it comes down. Now, when you're coming in here with these lines, you do want to do a little bit of a turn. So they'll be going this direction and turning. And that also just gives it more of that realistic look. Ooh, that one's kind of scribbled. That's okay. Kind of looking from the side. Now, I originally did this painting at my church, Faith Southwest, in their room. And it was very large, but I liked it so much that I thought it would be fun to do for a class as well. Now these parts right here that I'm drawing in are going to be lighter. Now you don't necessarily have to draw that, you can just do that with paint, but I was just going to show you that this part of the stone, the light's going to be reflecting on, as well as there's going to be a light here. We're going to be doing a lot today with where's our light hitting, where is it coming from? But we start first with our framed stone window. All right, so now we're gonna come on the inside. We're gonna first start, like we're inside this window. You see my pencil? This is on I'm using an 11 by 14 canvas, but you can use any. If you have a paper and you're doing this with crayons, oil pastels, watercolor, whatever works, great. And just use what you got at home and keep creating, y'all. So when I come on the inside, right here, with my 11 by 14, I want to pick about halfway point. See there with my finger? That, my friends, is my horizon line right there. Okay? Now I'm going to come in and do a hill. Now you could do 1 hill, you could do 2 hills. If you want to end up coming in creating more other things, you can. But I'm going to start on this side, just about a fingernail length up and swerving down to the corner right here. And then I'm going to have a knuckle, half a knuckle right there, length over, coming down with a hill in that area. This part right here is my water. So I will have some shading that's going to be done in there. You don't have to draw that with your pencil. I'm just showing you. And then we have our crosses. Now we're going to start, of course, with the most important cross. It'll be a little bit taller. And I am not one of those that's really super particular about everything being perfect. So don't feel like your cross has to be exact and perfect, because none of us are, right? So when we're coming in here now, then I'll do the other two crosses on the heel. And you could even, if you want to be a little bit, if you're a little bit more advanced, you could even kind of tilt it over to the side if you would like. Then reflection. So most of the reflection we're going to be doing with paint. So when you come in here with your cross, you know, I can have my cross that's kind of just roughly coming in here, but then it's all going to really be muddied. I don't know if you can see that. Here we go. It's so bright out here. I'm having a hard time seeing the video, so hopefully this is all coming through. Okay, and that's it for sketching. Now we're just going to dive in with paint. So time to talk about paint and what materials you need. I'm going to go ahead and really, I think I could just do mine with a medium size brush on this 11 by 14, but if you had a 16 by 20, I would go ahead and add in the bigger size flat brush, but I am just going to use these two. A medium flat brush and one round brush. That's it. Then when I come in with my paint, I will list the specific colors I use, but like I always say, guys, you don't have that color, you can make it work. You can make it work with paint. It doesn't matter. Just use what you got. I have quite a plethora on my plate here. All the little dops and dads. But if you want the specific colors and you don't have canvas at home, I can deliver you a burn box if you're in the Amarillo area. Or if you're not, I can ship you one. I can definitely do that. So I have that in one of my earlier posts. So really we're doing a little bit of flesh tone, and we're doing a little bit of some yellow ochre, some Naples, some, what was the other one that I had in here? Some gray, some brown, umber, and some, I believe that was some raw, yeah, it was some raw sienna. So those are what I'm going to be using for my stones. But actually, since my stones are now my foreground, they're in the front. We see those first. So I'm working background first. So for everyone that's been wanting to hear a little bit about clouds, I'm going to be showing you a little bit about that now. So, oh wait, not that brush. I'm going to start with my, like I said, medium or large size brush, depending on what you're doing. And I'm going to come inside here to where my clouds are. Now let's say, obviously when I've drawn my crosses, it's going to get those a little bit blurry. Doesn't matter. And let's say we get some paint inside some of our stones. I'm not worried about that right now, so don't stress yourself out about that. No worries. I don't know about you guys, but I need a little bit of painting today. So now I'm going to come in with a light blue. So if you just have one pure blue color, add some white to it. If you happen to have a light blue or cerulean blue, you can add some white to it with that. Then I'm going to come here. I'm going to paint skinny, so I'm going to turn it on the flat side. Coming in here around those stones, around the hill. I'm going to actually go ahead and paint over my crosses. We know where they are, okay? They're always going to be there. We can bring them back in with paint. Now, if you're one of those, you got time and you want to paint around your crosses, you can. Now you notice I have a little bit of some sky blue that also comes in just a tiny bit into the cracks and crevices of those stones right there. See there? Now, keep my brush very damp. Come back in. It's so crazy how you really don't need a lot of paint. A little bit of paint goes a long way. But you can come in and make it really thick, of course, anytime if you'd like to. I think we can still see here good. Oh, it feels so nice outside today. So glad I decided to do this. It's kind of having a little bit of a day. I was like, you know what? It's time for another burn video. So with anything in a sky with clouds, you will come in with your base color of a blue first. Now, let's say you're not doing a sky like we have out today, sky, but you're doing a sunset. Then you're going to go ahead and paint in your sunset, then coming in with the clouds after. But you always have to start with your base color. All right, there's my base color blue. Dunsies. Pretty much. I mean, really, you have time, pause me, come in, make it real nice and solid. You notice I'm doing these long strokes back and forth. I'm not doing any little choppy. I'm doing long, smooth strokes. It doesn't have to be completely solid because we will be coming in with clouds. But that gives you a little bit of a help with getting started there. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on down. Since I already have blue on my brush, I'm not even going to clean it. I'm going to mix this with the dark blue. So I have light blue and then I have my ultramarine blue. Or if you just have one shade of blue, you're doing blue with white up top and blue, regular blue down low. So here I'm coming in with my horizon line. Now you can notice how I even kind of sometimes lay my pinky along the canvas to keep it smooth. Always keeping my brush moist. And then coming back and forth, back and forth. Same thing. And then just like how we did in the sky, doing a little bit of blue in those crevices of the stones. Now, first part of the water, I'm just going to fill it in just like I did the sky. And then, oh, I almost sprinkled myself a little bit. And then I'm going to come in and add some ripples a little bit in the water and some shading. You notice I didn't do any of that up above yet. There we go. Now with water, you can also, even if you end up getting where it naturally starts to settle and come down and make it, see there, water coming down, you can leave that if you like it. I mean, it's your painting, but if you don't, then you can just smooth it out. So now it's just a pure blue, light blue, dark blue above and down below. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to lighten it up. Oh, sorry, my nose is itching from being outside. I'm going to do some highlights, some tints, and some shades in here. So for a shade, you mix your main color with a little bit of black. Just a little bit of black goes a really long way. So here I got my blue. I mean, tiny bit of black. And I'm going to come right here along that horizon line, because all of this right here, let me bring this one back in so you can see, is a shade or shadow, a little bit darker. So I'm going to come in right there with my dark blue now that I made with black. If you don't have black, there's other things you can use to make this. You could do it with a dark brown. That would work too. And honestly, we would probably have just a tiny bit of more of a shadow on this side. Okay. Get my fingers in there. Now, I do have quite a bit of, still some black, but I think I have enough just to not mess with cleaning it and come in with some white. Now I'm going to turn my brush this way. I'm not going to be painting chunky. That I'm painting skinny. So I'm going to bring that in there to do some of the ripples of the water. And that will add quite a bit of a fun little effect into that. And you can bring it on up, back and forth. The key here is not to go side to side like this. Go really smooth horizontally. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, got a little breeze coming in. That feels nice. Actually going to get really pretty warm today. Now I can leave some of the areas a little bit more stark white. could do a little bit more of even a reflection in here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do some of the shadows from the crosses. I'm going to leave it still. I like a good old brush just a little bit. And, you know, I don't feel like everything needs to be perfect, like I said earlier. So I'm going to come back with that blue now. It's going to be in between blues. And then I see where my crosses were still. So I'm going to just do those lines. Just the lines. 3 little lines there. See that? Okay. Then I'm going to messy them up a little bit. Messy up. And smudge it with my fingers. Bring it back down that way just a little bit. Okay. Now if I feel like later on I want to come in and mess with that some more and add a little bit more of a shadow. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to see right here. And I always suggest, guys, standing up and stepping back quite a bit. And for me in these videos, I'm doing them all in one spiel, so I'm not doing that. But it does help to tell if you've missed something. There we go. I think that's doing it, so I'm kind of patting it down a little bit more, just to do a little bit of a shadow. Okay. Now, I clean my brush just a little bit. It doesn't, ooh, did I just splatter the camera? It doesn't have to be completely clean. And I'm going to do blue with sap green. So that's why I wasn't too worried about cleaning it too much. So I'm going to do I have 2 heels here. I have this one. Now, if you really like more of a blue-green color, you can come in here and do a little bit more of a blue-green color. I like a good blue-green. I think it's pretty. Then I add some more of that sap on top. Now, we are going to want to make this a little lighter from the top down. But first, I'm just going to come in with the solid color. Okay. Now, for my foreground heel, need a little bit more some water. There it goes. That's looking nice. Okay. Like I said, guys, I know I paint a little faster than probably what you're used to. So pause me when you need to. Pause me and then come back. If you're like, hold up, I'm still working on them shadows in the water, which I still need to look at a little bit from afar. But it's fine. Take a break. Stand up. Step back, pause me. That's why I'm doing this on here. I do miss painting with you all live though. So now on top of these heels, you can come in and make them a little lighter. You can do that with white. You can do that with yellow. I have a little bit of some Naples yellow, which is one of my favorite yellows. That one right there. But you could also do it with white. And I'm going to come just right here on top of those heels and make them just a little bit lighter. See? Isn't that lovely? It's nice. Then I'm going to do the foreground heel right there. Back and forth. Oh no, I got some paint on my brick. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's fine. There we go. All right, so you notice again, that time I was painting skinny, turning it this way. So we got our heel in, and now it's time for some clouds. Let me clean my brush. Definitely got to clean it really well this time. Squish it around, squish it around. I think you guys can still see that pretty well. Now, there is a variety of things you guys can do when it comes to cloud painting. You can come in with those little nice, like right today when I'm looking outside, it's more of just like all blue with a little bit here and there. Or sometimes it's just lighter at the base. Play with your sky. See what you think you like. Because guess what? If you don't like it, paint in blue. It doesn't matter. So I start a little bit of white on my same size brush. I'm going to show you a variety of clouds. So one is where you push the brush. See that? I pushed it on the canvas. Now this is great for small paintings. Then I roll it. See that? I roll it back, rolling it, and then I come underneath. I even get my fingers in there a little bit, and I smudge it. I smudge that cloud. Ah, see? It's coming together, right? Now I could keep doing more and more billowing clouds. They're really fun. I could even come in with a tiny bit of a shadow. I'm going to do more of a full class on clouds later, but that's a great little starter that you could have. Come in, rolling that brush. Ah, there we go. See? Starting to fill in that space. Let me zoom that in for you a little bit. All right, now if you really wanted to make a big arc, like you could really have a big one that comes up over here, or you could have some more skinny little whispers of clouds. It's totally up to you. Play with it, see what you like. Get a little bit more. I'm gonna do another cloud over here, rolling. See that? Rolling, 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 rolling. Whoop. Scrub it. So you notice I'm not having a lot of, you have to rotate, you know, between having a little bit of water and more of a dry brush. So that right there is a dry brush technique. And you could keep playing with those clouds. I could have the little slivers over here. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of water to my brush. And there, I could have a few little slivers for a highlight. And I'm gonna go and stop there for this painting on that one. Now it's time for me to go ahead and take a break. And I mean, I could though, if I wanted to. I mean, you could definitely, you know, do a little bit of a billowing cloud behind the crosses. That might be kind of nice, actually. I said I was done. I lied. All right. A little bit of a highlight there. That one was more of just a light one, but you see how that rolling really gets a stronger cloud in there. Nice little roll. And then smudge it out just a little bit. Okay, bricks. Bricks. You can come in with bricks with a variety of colors. You can come in with grays and blues. You could come in with yellow ochres, Naples, red sienna, flesh tone, whatever you got. Come in and bring it. You just got brown, work with brown and white and yellow. It's no, just play with it. Play with it when you come in. So I'm gonna, and even if the stones are all different, you could do that too. So I'm gonna first come in with some of my yellow ochre, which is like a mustard yellow. Mustard. And I'm adding some white. Kind of makes it a little deeper, almost Naples in a way. And I'm gonna come in with that color. See, it's not so bad after you add white to it. I'm just gonna do a base coat of that all the way around. So I'm gonna do that fairly quickly. Like I said, if you need to pause me, oh, this one's a little bit darker than that one. Who cares? It's fine. Let them all be different, because it's just like, you know, stones are never really actually the same. They're usually all a little bit different. Oh, I got some drippage happening. That's all right. Now, if you feel like when you're coming in and doing these, we are going to come in with some white like that right in front of these. See there? So if your colors that you painted here for the hill and the water are overflowing, don't worry about it, because you're going to come on top with that white right after you do your base color. You're going to come right over top of it with the white. All right, here I go. Back to my yellow ochre. Like I said, you don't have yellow ochre, you have gray. Use that. Oh, I got some blue in my stone right here. I don't care. It's fine. Have fun with it. You're painting stones. I wish I could be playing some music right now, but it is really nice outside. Still rolling stone. All right. Got a little bit of some yellow ochre in this one and a little bit of Naples. You can have deeper crevices if you want to as well. See, I got a variety of shades here. Okay, I also, like I said, I had a little bit of that red sienna. See, and I could even bring some of that, a little bit of touch all over the place. And that kind of messes them up too. That one has some green and some of that in there. Hey, it'll do. Oh no, I got a drip. Try to catch it. My napkin. Got some flesh tone. You want to do a little bit some flesh tone in there? Do that as well. Painting stones can be very, oh, and it's even cool to paint the sides. So then it looks more like a little mini window in your house. And like I said, I'm painting kind of quick, so you guys don't have to watch me just sitting here painting forever. I got a little bit much green on that one, so I could just wipe it away just a little bit, but I'm still not too worried about it. I had some over here. So if I'm like really painting way too fast for you, like I said, just pause me and then come back. So really try to think about adding in a variety of shades and colors of flesh tones, brown tones, yellow tones, all in your stones. Unless you only have black and white, then your stones will be gray. And then right after you do all of your colors, you're going to be coming in with that white on the top where the light's hitting. And I'm rinsed up my brush just a little bit. See there? Don't overthink it too much. The stones are not what's most important in this painting. What's most important is about having a little bit of fun, relaxing, and enjoying Holy Week. Now, if you do feel like you want to add possibly some other colors into your stones, you can. Then you will do that with the round brush. And so with the round brush, you could come in and maybe add some more of your blues. Scrub them in there. See that? Just a little bit. You can maybe even mix some colors. If you had some purples, that might be nice. I'm just scrubbing them in just a little bit. It makes it more artistic in that way, in my opinion. There we go. Then we have cracks that we need to add, and we have our crosses that we need to come in and add. So I'm going to go ahead and do my crosses first. I'm going to let this dry just a tiny bit. So with my small round brush, I roll that paint in. Now I can still see where my crosses were. And when you're coming in here, you might feel like it's better to rest your hand a little bit on your canvas. It's mostly dry now, so you can definitely do that. And you're just going to come in and outline. Keep your brush damp. Keep rotating. I even like to sometimes make it a little inky. Now you could also choose your color for your cross. I'm just picking blue, but you could definitely choose if you wanted it to be a brown. Any of that would work as well. That one got a little bit chunky. I could also come in and just wipe some of that away. Your cross, if you do your cross and you're like, I don't know if I like that one, you can always smudge it a little bit too. This one needs to be more prominent. Yep, that one got a little chunky too. That's all right though. I'm not super worried about it. I could fix that after the video. You could even come in here and really work on your dimensions if you're more of an advanced artist. Coming in there. Whoop. Okay. Then after you do your crosses here, if you feel like you need to come in one more time and add a little bit more to your shading that you had done in the water, you can do that and then smudge your finger across. Need any more shading in general, come in and add a little bit of shading there. Let me look at that from afar. Yeah, I probably could fiddle with my crosses just a tiny bit more. But I'm not super worried about that. I'm just more sitting here trying to teach you guys some stuff. So now it comes down to our cracks and crevices in our stones. You can do this with black, you can do this with brown, you can do this with dark blue, you can do this with dark green, you could add some like moss growing in there. It's really whatever you want to do. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of some brown, I think. Yeah, it's brown. And so my line isn't going to come all the way, you know, because that would actually show through. Hold on, let me get a little bit more water on my brush. So like here in the crevice, it would actually come through like that, and then I can smudge over, and that does a nice little shadow. Smudge, smudge. See there? Definitely want this corner line to be pretty stark. Smudge it. Then if I want to do some nice little cracks, I could just roll my brush. See that? And I can smudge that too. And that makes a nice little effect there. Smudging, I think, really kind of makes it a little bit more realistic in a way. So there's that popping happening. Roll a little bit more of another crack. Could even add some more shadowing if I wanted to for more advanced painters. You wanted to come in underneath the stone right here and work on your shading. You could come in there and do that. That looks a little, like I said, I would definitely have to come in and add some more colors. But if you really wanted to make a stone pop, I'll just do a little bit on that one, and you can see how you could keep coming in with your shading. But I'm keeping it fairly simple for all ages for today. Crack. It's looking more blue than it is brown. Gotta add a little bit more brown. More little crack. So I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos, and I hope you would let me know and send me your pictures or images. And like I said, if you're not able to purchase supplies, I have quite a bit still on hand, and I'm trying to make them as affordable as possible coming up. So I'll try to help you guys with that. If you need, just holler at me. Definitely, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to add some more shading to these crosses here. And I hope you're having a good Holy Week and planning something a little fun, different for Easter. I know it's a weird time. We all have going on a little bit of a weird time, don't we? So after, like I said, I would want to step back and look, and I can definitely see that I need to sharpen up some of my corners. But I could do that and take my time with that. But I would want to come in here with the white and really trying to bring in that pure white right there after I've done those little cracks. And then if I feel like I need a little bit more pure white, I could do that. Or if I need more with the cracks, come in and do that as well. But you guys should get out, get creative, paint a little something today. It definitely does help to bring down stress levels and give you a little bit of a anxiety relief. All ages here. See, I missed a little tiny bit right there. And you could really come back and forth and get a little bit more of a highlight there. There we go. And fiddle with some more of these. I just was trying to do it as quick as possible so you guys could get the gist of it and then come in and paint what you want and add to it as much as you want to. So as always, if you've enjoyed these videos, oh, hold on, let me fix that little part. Woohoo! Just a little. If you've enjoyed these videos, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, any of that jazz that I'm so much learning about now. And also even drop me a little line and let me know of some other things you would like for me to see. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people say they want me to do more stuff with clouds. I always like to do a lot of florals in spring. I'm going to have one more Holy Week painting, and then I'll see what else I can have. I thought a llama might be fun for kids soon. So you guys just let me know. And as always, I love hearing from you. I hope you've had some fun today. Find some joy and get outside if you can. And thank you guys for tuning in.